The DJI Osmo Mobile is a fantastic addition to smartphone filmmaking. Affiliate link in the video description. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel, and let me ask you guys a question. How much do you love internet culture? And that's an honest question. Do you find yourself day after day engaging in shitposting on Twitter, hanging out on Reddit, delving into MLP on 4chan? It's okay, you can admit it. It's okay, you can admit it. It's fine. But how much do you like this side of the world that we're in? And if you watch my channel, you know I cover a lot about this kind of stuff, and I'm pretty sure you enjoy it as much as I do, and you want to protect it, which is one of the reasons why this particular story is one that I find to be of utter importance, and I want to make sure that enough people out there know about it. And right now, no one is talking about this lawsuit. Now, Encyclopedia Dramatica is probably the #1 shit-talking website when it comes to internet culture, right? It's where you go to look up more specific information after you skim through the very, very, very surface level know your meme. And I'm not knocking know your meme. It's good for getting some info right up front, but when you want to dive into more information, Encyclopedia Dramatica is where you're going. And right now, there's a lawsuit that could kill them. And it's from this guy right here named Johnny Monserrati. Or Montserrat. And so Encyclopedia Dramatica, the notorious provocative and politically incorrect chronicle of internet culture, is facing a lawsuit from an eccentric millionaire that threatens to bring the site to a crashing end. And this is true, and it's one of the reasons why this is super important right now, given the current state of affairs on the internet. We need to make sure that the First Amendment and fair use and freedom of speech and all that jazz is protected, and it's going to require a lot more than just talking about it and making videos about it and so on and so forth. Like right now, shit is really under fire, and it's important. So, officially launched in December 2004, Encyclopedia Dramatica is infamous for its unapologetic celebration of troll culture and often explicitly offensive content, which is so fucking true. It's a decade's worth of crowdsourced, merciless satire, includes coverage of events relevant to the internet and ignominious, I'm probably not even pronounced that correctly, profiles of notable personalities, myself included. I got an entry, not a full page, you fuckers, but I got an entry for the Gamergate people of the movement saying here that Matt Jarbo is a commentator on the whole, doesn't have any influence, the most boring person you'll ever listen to, gets butthurt over stupid bullshit every 2 days, and cries about it on YouTube, which is his meal ticket when he isn't already using food stamps. Every single video is one semi-relevant image with him bitching for 40 minutes. Not gonna lie, many of those things are exaggerated, but still steeped in some truth. I do love this one, though. So poor, he records the audio for his shows on a cell phone in his car. Once tried to start a Let's Play channel, but since he is the most boring person ever, it did poorly and most videos only have views in the double digits. And then it goes on to attack my Patreon and then saying self-described as one of the most red-pilled motherfuckers on the internet. He is mocked endlessly for his creation of the meme, turn off that pesky ad block. That's so true. I did. I catch shit of that all the time, but it's totally fucking fine with me. But I'm saying, well, this is a very light entry into Encyclopedia Dramatica. Me being the most boring person on the internet, according to these guys, clearly, anyone is open for fair game. And I'm pretty sure after this video, there might be a full page. Not that I want one. That's not a request. That's not a request. I'm just pointing out that anyone who does this kind of shit is open to that kind of satire and that kind of criticism and that kind of, and I'm just going to say it perfectly bluntly, that kind of humbling, because that's what it boils down to. It really is that. Now, this is where we get into the story here. So in 2008, the WikiStyle website published an article under its original .com domain about Jonathan Montserrat, a millionaire game developer and entrepreneur whose first company, Turbine Entertainment Software, was behind the successfully massive multiplayer online role-playing games like Asheron's Call and Lord of the Rings Online. And those are big games. So this dude clearly has money, he clearly has presence, and he clearly has clout. And he has a beef with Encyclopedia Dramatica. Now, this is what happened here. So when the article on him, when first published in 2008, cited a 2003 story in which Montserrat, then a 34-year-old Massachusetts Institute of Technology business graduate, had created a campus dating service called Matchup, which he pitched as a free service run by students, after it was reported that he alone was behind the site and had allegedly been sorting through all the Matchup profiles to access information on women. Police issued a warning. So this dude, and this, I have to give the guy credit, that's a smart move if you're trying to find like the perfect mate, or girls you can emotionally manipulate into having sex with you. Let's face it, it's pretty much what it boiled down to. So it's what it feels like to me. I could be wrong, but my first take off this one little snippet here is that's the play. And he got called out on that. Cops issued him a warning. Fine. So that's what went into Encyclopedia Dramatica, where they find your dirt, the dirt that you do, the shit that you pull, and they put it out there, right? I, being the most boring fucker on the internet, clearly have no skeletons in my closet. That is, again, not an invitation. That's just a statement. I'm a real. I don't make waves. That's all I'm trying to say. So the entry was updated again in February 2010 when a local Massachusetts newspaper, the Somerville Journal, reported that Montserrat, who was 41 at the time, was arrested and charged with the distribution of alcohol to underage teenagers at a party he was hosting. The charges were later dismissed. And so again, this is something that popped up in the news. He was arrested. That's public information. That's on there. So where are the problems? Well, he's suing them now for alleged copyright infringement, seeking a total of $750,000 in damages. The lawsuit document says that Montserrat is claiming copyright infringement for the ED article's quotation of some old forum posts and use of a photo of him dressed as a beaver. Now, the image has been manipulated to add pedo bear, a meme devised to mock internet users who express sexual interest in children. I think it's grown past that, but yeah, clearly that's what it is. For each of the literary and visual works, Montserrat wants $150,000 in damages. Well, it's kind of hard to get that. I mean, I could see the image of the beaver and maybe a defamation by having pedo bear there, but other than that, you got nothing there. The document lists several ED administrators as defendants in the case, but only one by name, Brian Zager. In a conversation, Zager identified himself as an accountant who pays the bills for the website. He criticized Montserrat's complaint as a frivolous lawsuit designed to chill protected free speech and debate, Montserrat's revenge for the article that drew attention to an allegedly seedy past. And that, again, is one of the things that happens through Encyclopedia Dramatica. It's a crowdsourced, wiki-based site. People find public information and they cap it and they retell it, oftentimes using offensive language, and that's it. But it's not untrue. This is where Montserrat's going to run into a problem. He has to prove that what they're saying is not true. Because when you're trying to pull a DMCA or copyright infringement, you know, you're going to have to argue malice of intent. So he has to prove basically in court somehow that these things aren't true. Right. And again, might be hard to do if these are public records. But I haven't seen the article or haven't seen the page because it's gone at this point. But it's one of those ones where it's like, this feels like a petty revenge plot than trying to protect one's name. So it's not the first time, though, that ED and Montserrat have engaged over this article. 7 years ago in 2010, he issued a cease and desist takedown notice against the article for using a DMCA. So he false DMCA'd that page then. And then in around that same time, the website shut down. And in 2011, it did when it shut down in 2011, the page was gone. But they switched up domains and they came back in 2013. And the page was back then. So here's what happened with that. Zager claims that the page being rebirthed, if you will, was an oversight, saying that the whole site was rebuilt via Google. When Montserrat's page was republished, it was in a Google cache, so we republished it. It was a mistake. If we had known that the page was DMCA'd, we wouldn't have. Although you cannot claim copyright on words written by somebody else, we would have kept it down out of courtesy, which does show you the mindset behind Encyclopedia Dramatica. Yes, they use this kind of crazy offensive language and they tell these crazy offensive stories and they call out some seriously stupid shit, but they're not without a sense of responsibility. If it's DMCA'd, they'll take it down. I guess this basically tells me that if they wanted to, if you wanted to, you could contact them and be like, hey, would you take this down about me? And they probably would do it out of courtesy, but I'm pretty sure they don't want you to do it in a nice way and not try to hit them with a copyright infringement lawsuit. So he goes on to say here that the page was removed as soon as we heard about the DMCA, yet he still filed the lawsuit. We are a 100% user-generated website, and we comply with DMCA even if it is false/bullshit. And that is how they maintain a safe harbor classification. That's how YouTube and Google and Facebook and Twitter and all these other websites do this kind of shit. They have to act in accordance with the DMCA. Even if it's false, even if it's horseshit, they still have to act. It's up to the person who created the content to fight it. And that is currently not happening here. So it's not going against the person who wrote the article. It's going against Encyclopedia Dramatica for hosting it, which is not necessarily fair. It's not fair at all, but that's again what's happening. So the Internet Archives corroborate Zager's version of events. When the site relaunched under a new .se whatever in 2013, the cache screen grabs showed that the Montserrat page resurfaced sometime around December 4th, 2013, and only one other cached image exists, dated July 12th, 2014. Although the site remains active, no cache image on the page exists after this date. This suggests that sometime around July 2014, the Montserrat page was deleted. As further evidence, Zager provided recent screenshots of the page deleted status. So it's been down for 3 years, according to this at least what they've been able to find, at least up to 3 years. And he's still trying to get them on a lawsuit, which is crap. So given that the page in question has been deleted, Zager slammed the action as a SLAP, short for strategic lawsuit against public participation, or in his own words, a copyright troll lawsuit. SLAP lawsuits attempt to silence opposition by burdening the defendant with the costs of mounting a legal defense. And that is where they currently find themselves right now. So it says here that they did try to go to the Electronic Freedom Foundation, but the organization did not take the case, and the EFF won't comment on why they didn't take the case, which to me basically says that they looked at the reputation of Encyclopedia Dramatica and they were like, no thank you, which is horseshit in my opinion, because this is something that affects all of us, and you need to protect the First Amendment and free speech, even if it's stuff you disagree with. That's how it remains free. We're either all in this together or we're not. There's no two ways about it. But here's a bit of a suggestion. Try the ACLU. Try the ACLU. You never know. You never know. This is a case of them trying to strike down free speech. This is a case of this eccentric millionaire trying to strike down words said about him in on a page on the internet that's been deleted for 3 years, and he's still butthurt over it. Go to the ACLU. They might take it on. The EFF are a bunch of pussies anyway. They won't take on anything like this because it's remotely controversial, and that might somehow impact or affect their constant crowdfunding. Yeah, I get emails from them all the fucking time. So screw those guys. Try the ACLU. You might have a better shot. Now, they are crowdfunding a legal defense. The effort has raised less than $6,000 to date, but the campaign makes the stakes clear, describing the lawsuit as a petty act of revenge against a .com era. Now let's take a look here at the Encyclopedia Dramatica Legal Defense Fund, which they've raised $6,100 so far, and they need $50,000, and they've got 176 days remaining, so just under 6 months. I think they can get there. When I get paid in a couple days, I'm going to throw down some money on this. I'm going to help them out, because this is something that impacts all of us. This is something that impacts everyone on the web. I want to make sure that these guys are looked after. I want to make sure that they have the right to continue doing what they do, even if I don't always agree with every little thing that they've done. You have to be willing to put your money out there, protect free speech where you can, and protect it any way you can. And this is how we do it. This is where we're currently at in terms of fighting against the corporate takeover of the internet, where corporations and people with lots of money to burn are trying to shut down free speech and free expression, and also calling people out on their shitty behavior and showcasing archives of that. And that's something that should be protected. If even against people like myself that have a, kind of a minor page, it's a humbling thing to go, that exists, and they'll showcase dumb things that I've said or stupid jokes that I've made, so on and so forth. It keeps us on the straight and narrow, and we do need more of that, whether people are wanting to admit it or not. But what do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments below. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel. I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day, and remember, peace out.